Okay, so I'm just going to quickly work through these problems that you have already tried. The first one, since it's a fraction equals a fraction, I'm going to do the cross multiply thing. So 4 times x is equal to this 6 times all of this. And then I'm just going to go into my distributive property. So that'll be a 6x plus 12. And then I'm going to need the x's on one side, so I'm going to move the 6x by subtracting it. So this is going to become a minus 2x, those go away, and I have a 12, and then divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2, so x is negative 6. On this one up here, over on the upper right, the first thing I'm going to do is I don't like the fraction 2/5 in the front, so I'm going to multiply the entire equation by 5. That means all 3 parts I'm multiplying by 5, and the reason for that is to get rid of that denominator. But just don't forget you're multiplying everybody by it. So minus 15 equals 5. Then we can add 15 to both sides. Divide off the 2, and I'm getting y is 10. Okay, if we move on down to this one, we need to start with the distributive property, so just be really careful with your negatives. Negative 4 times positive 3 is negative 12p, and then negative 4 times a negative 6 is plus 24. Okay, then let me subtract p from both sides, and at the same time I'm going to go ahead and subtract this 24 to both sides, which means this is a negative 13p, and then this is going to be a negative 23. Then I need to divide both sides by that negative 13, and when I do so, a negative over a negative is a positive, but then 23 over 13 does not reduce, so I'm just going to leave my answer like that, okay? And yeah. Okay, over here I've got I've got 3 z's in the problem. So what I would do first is just on this side of the equation, I would go ahead and combine like terms. This is a negative 2z and a negative 1z, which means it's really a negative 3z plus 5 equals 7z. Now I can try to get them all on one side together. So let me add 3z to both sides, just so that it's gone over here. I can bring down my 5, and then this becomes a 10z. And then if I need that z isolated, I need to divide by 10. So z is equal to 1/2. Okay, there was another problem on there that I'm just letting you do on your own, so don't worry about that. I'm not going to redo it. This one is another one that was given to you. On this one, you want the m by itself, so I would probably start by multiplying both sides by a negative 11. And that means this will become an m, and then this will become negative 33. And that's it. So I took the negative because it was already here and I wanted it to become a positive. And then I took the 11 because it was in the denominator and I wanted to cancel the denominator. So that's just a quick way to get to your answer. Okay, the last problem, I have already read it and I've already set up the picture. Now you may have used an x or some other variable, and that's okay, but this is the description of the problem. A rectangular fence, the length is 6 less than 4 times the width. And so here's my picture. If the perimeter is 72, I'm just going to add this up because perimeter is just adding up. And so I know that I have 4, 8, 9, I have 10 W's, and then I have a minus 6 and a minus 6, so I have a minus 12, and that's going to equal 72. From here, it's just solving. So my W is 84 over 10, 8 2/5, or 8.4. I don't know how you want to write it. There's a bunch of ways to write it, but that'll be my width, okay? And if they wanted the length, okay, so if the width is 8.4, then for the length, I would have to actually put that value for W in, and I would have to solve this out. So I would want a calculator for this. In fact, I'm not even going to finish this because I don't have a calculator and I don't want to do it by hand, but that's kind of what it would look like. So hopefully that helps you out. All right.